Hi everybody. So I was thinking that maybe I could recommend a few series for you across a variety of genres, murder mysteries, fantasy, what have you. I thought I'd start out with one of my favorites. It's a high fantasy series called The Wheel of Time, and I chose it for multiple reasons. For one thing, there's 14 books, so you're not going to run out of reading material anytime soon if you start with the Wheel of Time. It's also really famous, like it's one of the OG, well, I say OG, but what I really mean is it's like one of those really famous 80s, 90s series. Or at least it started out in the 90s, and then I think I was 32 years old by the time it ended, and I started reading when I was 12. So it's long. I also like it because it has a really involved fan community. So whether you're a novice reader or if you're going back to it because you gave it up at some point, or if you've read it and you've loved it and you suddenly remembered it, then this is a good time for you to go and check out the fan boards. Just because if you're a newbie, for instance, then you can do the read-alongs at tor.com. There are two read-alongs as far as I know. There's one that was by an older member of the community. I don't mean she's old, I mean like she was part of the first wave of readers. So she's an expert in the series, and she did a read-along, and that was a lot more about context and nostalgia and the backstories that you might not know as a first-time reader. But they also got a newbie reader to read the series for the first time, and he did a read along as well. So, if you're looking for a community, and God knows who isn't looking for a community these days, like with the lockdown and everything. So, if you're looking for a community, then The Wheel of Time is a really good choice. I also really personally love The Wheel of Time because I think Robert Jordan, the author, was really good to his readers. Not to hate on other fantasy writers, but it took him 20 years and it took him 14 books, but he really made sure that we would get closure, which is not something that every fantasy author or even every author out there necessarily provides. So Robert Jordan very sadly passed away before he could complete the series, but he left behind these notes, and his wife, who was also his editor, got Brandon Sanderson, who at the time wasn't as popular as he is today, but she selected him and got him to finish the series. So books 12, 13, and 14 were actually written by Sanderson. And as you can imagine, there's like a slight difference in the writing in those last three books, but it's not a bad thing. You get a bit of a whiplash when you're going through it, the first book or so, but he does a really good job of trying to match up to Jordan. The last reason that I chose this one is because you can read the series over the next however many months, and at the end of it, Amazon Prime has commissioned an adaptation starring Rosamund Pike in the lead role, among other people. So you would have that to look forward to. So content upon content. Right, if there's a particular genre that you would like me to address, then let me know. But until the next time,